Thanks for joining us for Ohio & Company. I'm Eve Mueller. On today's show, the world will be watching soccer this year. We're going to tell you why and what's ahead for this season and the Columbus Crew. Also, if you think you have what it takes to write a book, you don't have to wait for a publisher to sign off on it. We're going to show you how easy it is to print a book yourself. But first, many women have turned their passion into a business, but one Central Ohio woman is going even farther. She has a dream to use her passion and business to help women in need. And Laura Berry is here today with Lil Bear. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you.
Talk about your passion of knitting. For years, you've had your own business, knitting scarves. And...
I have had it knitted as a hobby. Profitable hobby for years. I started knitting when I was age 10, knitting, crocheting, and have been doing it daily ever since.
Wow, and I know you've been very successful with that, doing home shows and even doing professional shows out in the communities.
That's correct.
But you recently had a dream to take this to the next level. So tell us about the shawls that you are offering people and what that's all about.
My husband had an illness and had to have major surgery, which required me to stay at home. And in that process, I had decided to work on ski sweaters to sell out in Utah.
Okay.
And I was working on them, and at the same time, I had several friends that were having a difficult time, either cancer treatments or had lost their mother or spouse. So I decided to send them a shawl with a lovely note, gift wrapping it like a birthday present, and just putting it on their porch as a gift. And so in that interim, in the meantime, I'm at home, I'm knitting on ski sweaters, trying to develop a business out in Utah. And my daughter says, I don't know why you're doing that when you get so much more out of knitting shawls. And I said, you know what, you're right. And so hence came the name Lil Bear, and I send it out as a hug. And
it really is a hug.
It is a hug.
If you think about, obviously, chemo, it's such a traumatic experience, so difficult.
Right.
And it's just a big hug from someone you love.
Right.
To have that comfort.
Right. So I send them out, gift wrapped through the mail. You can order them, and it's a comfort. It's knowing that somebody cared enough about me to send me a gift that I can just look at, put around me, and warm myself with. So it's a great thing. It's a good gift.
It is a good gift. And you know, then you took it to the next level. You started dreaming about helping women.
I called this a journey. I started spreading the word that I'd started this company, Hugs from Lil Bear, and in that I've met a lot of wonderful, wonderful women willing to help or giving me tidbits of information. One day I was in downtown Delaware and I wandered into Global Village, and they had yarn there, which I was surprised about. And Global Village is a fair trade company. And I was just intrigued that these women, they had started trade schools in Bolivia and Nepal to assist these women out of poverty doing home-based cottage businesses, spinning yarn, dyeing yarn, and it's being shipped into the United States and sold through fair trade. And so I decided to make a commitment to those women that I would make my shawls out of fair trade yarn. Then the journey started to move forward even further, thinking, well, my business is starting to grow. I can't possibly make, 100 shawls a week.
Right.
How would I be able to develop this and help women at the same time? So I have decided to go up into the Appalachian area where women probably are home raising their kids, don't have any form of transportation, but may be in a community group or go to church on Sunday. And at that point, I'm working on pilot groups to form for women to go pick up supplies. I would supply the yarn, the knitting needles, and they could knit at home where it's portable, where they can do it in spare time, raising their children, or maybe they work all day but need a little extra income and they can work on a shawl and then in turn turn in the shawl, get paid a fair wage, and pick up more supplies.
And of course, you're going to teach them how to do all
this
as
correct.
Well. And I know you're really trying to get this off the ground,
yes.
but it's difficult because you need a lot of money up front to get this thing rolling.
I do. I need to get funds. I need to get 2 or 3 months of funding set up for these pilot groups so that they can start self-sustaining themselves. And I also am hoping, because it's fair trade, to apply for an application with the Fair Trade Federation, which would take this a little bit more on a global basis. So
if there's a company out there or a foundation that
Yes.
could help or would want to help
would
with
want to help
something
in any
incredible
way,
like
in
this.
any way. I welcome all.
Well, I just love how it's a hug, a shawl for a hug for a friend, but it
Right.
also is helping so many other people. So it's just a win-win for everybody.
And what a wonderful gift to get something that's touched so many women's hands, and now it's touching someone's heart. To be able to receive a gift like that, I think, is just pure joy.
This is a big undertaking for you.
It is.
But I'm sure it's very rewarding.
It is. It is.
To give back.
That's, you know, there's so much fortunate things that happen to everybody. I think we need to take time to enjoy that. And this is something that I enjoy, and I like to spread it around.
Laura Berry with Lil Bear, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to learn more about Lil Bear or order a shawl for someone you love, you can go to lilbearknits.com. Next on Ohio & Company, Julia Child and Beatrix Potter did it. You too can begin your career as an author by publishing your first book on your own. That's ahead.